Hey, I love you so fucking much. I'm able to say that because I'm able to love myself. I'm able to love myself because of all the work that I've done to contextualize the pain that I've experienced. And specifically for, the next several videos, I will be disclosing the pain that I've experienced from being a victim of pedophiles, from the first generation of predators. One of the girls they made To Catch a Predator for. Like, I'm one of the girls that gave the pedophiles confidence that they could meet people online and do things like they want to do. So today, before I disclose the second person that has been weighing on my heart and mind really heavily, I want to disclose how I was a perfect candidate for the grooming of pedophiles, the attention from them. I was in an extreme deficit in my childhood for love and attention from my parents. My father specifically was very mentally ill. Woo! That was a magnolia thing that just fell next to me. Okay, Dad, he's dead, by the way. So if you're into that sort of thing, you would say that he's chiming in. Lord. Yeah, that really shocked me just now. Yeah, he did his best. He was on meds. He was in a world that was very misunderstanding of him and his behavior, and he was particularly misunderstanding of himself. That is the root of wellness, like mental wellness, is self-understanding, self-awareness. That has been the saving grace for me. That and gratitude and bhakti yoga, which is devotion to God, or, it's the practice of devotion. And I practice it in the form of singing, which is why this channel is called Love Punk Mantra, because I like to conclude videos with mantra, and I've still been working with the tone of what I have to say versus the chanting. It's been difficult to integrate bhakti yoga, like to just, change gears, be like, yeah, this dude did this, and this, and okay, let's sing, But maybe we should try that today. Anyway, I'm just saying, it's like, I was a really strong candidate with all the adverse childhood experiences that I had going into the shit, but particularly the lack of love and attention. My mother worked 3 jobs at the time to compensate for my father being forced into retirement because of some sort of weird situation. When he worked for FDLE, he worked in the crime lab. He had a PhD in physical chemistry, and he would work specifically with DUI cases, other things, I guess, until I was 7. It was like my whole world really shattered when he had this flip out. And then after that flip out is when he started Depakote. So by the time that I was 14, he was still on that drug, and it made him sleep a lot. Either way, I'm not trying to take blame off of the pedophiles for hurting me. I'm trying to make sense to myself and subsequently anyone else who's interested, why I was so susceptible, why I did all the weird, crazy, lust-fueled adventures, puberty-fueled, love-fueled, just a starving child, looking for psychic food. And that was the beginning of, dopamine addiction, and also being discarded regularly, conditioning my nervous system to equate itself with trash because of the ways that I was treated very early on. When you experience early childhood neglect, your consciousness, like your, how do you put it, your child self, like the self experiencing that as a child, like the natural tendency is to like internalize and blame. By the time I was like 6 or 7, I was pretty shut down too. I remember my mom asking me like how school was, and I was just like, it's okay. It wasn't okay. Like, I was bullied. There was a lot of different dramas, but I just knew that if I tried to open up to her, it would just wouldn't make me feel good, you know. My parents were like really stressed out products of like the boomer generation, the 80s materialism, fetishism, and they seemed to follow that materialistic type of society like lockstep, or at least my mother did, you know, until I think the world fell apart for her too when I was 7. That's when she found Hinduism and our guru, and, you know, we found Satya Sai Baba, and it was like she started her own new world to compensate for the broken one with my dad. Anyways, so much led into me meeting pedophiles. But we need to, you know, start calling them for what they are. If you're having sex with children, anyone who's under the age of 18, then you're a pedophile. I know that there's like that weird gray area with like 16, 17. That's cultural. I would say that any more than like a 5-year age difference, well, no, like, again, like if you're 16 and you're dating someone who's 18, they still even have like a slight advantage maturation wise. Okay, so there's a really fun quote in Big Fish where the girl is infatuated with Edward Bloom and they had a 10-year age difference. And so it's like, oh, well, there's not a big difference between, you know, 7 and 7, or it's a big difference between 7 and 17, but it's not a big difference between 27 and 37 or something like that. I'm butchering the quote. But he still couldn't look at her like that. You know, he still couldn't be attracted to what, you know, who he met as a young child. So that's a Spirit airline. That engine sounds rough compared to the other planes, but I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, the memory that keeps haunting me, that keeps like just pulsating in me, that I need to let go of. His screen name on AOL is ARASHKInd23 at AOL.com. I believe he used his real name on the website. His name was Adam Rashkind. I saw a picture of him working at Disney. He was doing janitorial work. I believe the picture I saw was him in front of a trash can, and he had a dustpan and broom, and I want to say his uniform was like a teal color. We're talking about remembering a photograph that I saw, well, like 27 years ago, but I have like a photographic memory, so there's just some things that are like burned in there, which is why the memories keep pulsating, why they keep being able to be remembered. I can see them. So I remember going to his apartment that was next to where the Costco is in Altamont Springs. There's an apartment complex right next door. And he would have picked me up and then driven me back to my house because I didn't have a car and I, you know, didn't walk or hitchhike or anything. I remember his genitals, like they're like burned in my brain. Circumcised, like average width and length. I don't remember what we did. I do remember that I thought he was kind of ugly. I remember not wanting to stop myself, even though I didn't think he was attractive, just because the thrill of the attention outweighed the void of it, right? And his screen name said 23 at the end, which I took to mean that he was 23. I'm not precisely sure if he was. I would have been 14. So, because he seemed to be telling the truth about his name and his life, I think I always assumed that he was telling the truth about his age, and it makes sense for back then that a 23-year-old would have their own apartment and a self-sufficiency with a job. You know, the pedophiles that I've had the full names of, I've looked up on Facebook over the years. I can't remember if I found his profile or not. I do know that I have this memory. It's real to me. This happened to me. This is not slander. This is not illegal for me to discuss. Like I said before, the way the statute of limitations is written in Florida, this guy's off the hook. And everyone else who I am going to continue to list for Lizzy's list for my shot at a sense of true enjoyment and peace in my life for the rest of it. I will continue to keep letting out and letting go these experiences and what happened to me. There are a lot of blurs. There are a lot of, it's like I meet the person and then I can't remember what we did, but I can remember images and I can remember feelings. And instead of like blaming and shaming the version of myself that did all that shit, I'm here with her. You're here with her too. And I'm here with you. I'm here to show you that it is possible to understand what happened to you, integrate your newfound awareness with your understanding, and to shed or otherwise continue to reconstruct the relationship that you have with the pain. We deserve to take ourselves back from the people who took us from ourselves. And I'm here. And I love you. Let's do Gayatri Mantra. I do want to continue to say, like, in it from kind of an atheistic standpoint, in alignment with Zen Buddhism, Shinryu Suzuki said you can get enlightenment from meditating on a chair. Well, I say that you also can reap the benefits of devotion no matter the object of your devotion. So whether that's your partner, a deity, nature, yourself, like the act of devotion is like a coupling of gratitude and joy. And it's just, what you give, you get. So you just bring that back in, yeah. So let's do that in the form of chanting Gayatri Mantra right now. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om bhurva svaha tatsaviturvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yo na prachodayat. Om. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Again, gratitude, devotion, bhakti yoga, self-awareness, doing the work, learning new ideas that help recontextualize old pains, old wounds, reopen them to allow medicine into their healing. And by bringing it up and bringing it out, I am letting the joy of being Ananda replace the pain. I love you so fucking much. Bye.